So Aries, your week beginning the 15th of September makes me think of that sporting cliche of a game of two halves. The first half of this week suggests that if you're connecting or enjoying the company of someone that you find to be stimulating, charismatic and fun, you can indeed have a brilliant time. You may even encounter someone new who really makes your pulse race. But in the second half of the game, or the week, there's a much more brittle, tense environment, and particularly around any kind of long or ongoing situations where something may be a little bit out of kilter. The big picture, Aries, is that Saturn, the planet of limitation, inverts back into your 12th house on the 1st of September. He's going to be there through to the middle of February next year. Mercury goes face to face with him as this week inches forwards, and the Sun in the latter part of this week, but also through the solar eclipse. Now, Saturn in Pisces can highlight our emotional, psychological and spiritual dimension, but it's the 12th zodiac sign and it is watery. Saturn doesn't really like being in Pisces. So we could feel that if something's a bit rocky in terms of our everyday practicalities, the foundational part of our situation, Saturn, is not necessarily going to feel that it can function as well in Pisces. So some important details need to be cared for this week very attentively. Now, Mercury is going to move into the sign of Libra on Thursday, joining up with Mars initially. Mercury here is very good for listening, but we may find that someone is very resistant to our ideas in the first half of this week, and in fact could be very hypercritical and irritable. There's a brittleness that's going to be to the fore. Now, Venus is going to replace Mercury in Virgo on Friday, but Venus is hardly the glamour puss in the sign of Virgo. It's known as being in its fall. Here it's asking us to work at relationships in terms of practicalities, thoughtful gestures. It's less about the candles and the flowers, as it has been in Leo. But then we work our way into that solar eclipse at the end of this week, which will provide a backdrop for the next 6 months, but it's really face to face with Saturn. First of all, I think we need to look within ourselves. Are there parts of our existence that we can rebalance in some way? If we're caught up in leading our lives in a very functional way, but we're not very in tune with how we feel about things, that may be where the work needs to go, Saturn. But equally, the converse can be true. If we're swept away with the emotions and how we feel about situations, but we're finding it hard to function, keep our daily routines working as well as they could, that could be the challenge. So I feel that if you are in a job, for example, that you're not enjoying very much, it may be that you're going to look to change that over the next 5.5, 6 months. Just be aware that there could be some office politics, something that you're not aware of could have been noted, someone may be dissatisfied. We all need to make sure that whatever routines and chores and obligations we have, Virgo, we're attending to them in a conscientious way. But we also need to stay in touch with that more atmospheric energy that's come in from Pisces. So it's a solar eclipse which is going to require some effort, and it follows on from the lunar eclipse which occurred on the 7th of September, which was really also emphasizing these two polarities. It's the only solar eclipse that's going to occur in this particular eclipse series, but if you're wanting to get truly virtuous about what you're eating, drinking, the exercise you're doing, the amount of rest you're getting, or moving away from a job that doesn't give you any personal satisfaction, it is a great opportunity. As this week comes to a close, it just suggests with Saturn in the mix, we're all going to have to really apply ourselves. So perspiration and application are going to be as important as anything else.